Hello everyone, and welcome to the first event of 2026 in Forge of Empires, called the Wildlife event. Although, as you can see, it has not started yet. If you're watching this within the first couple of days of this video being released, you know that the event has not started in the normal gaming worlds. It has already been done in the beta worlds. They've run through the event, tested everything, gotten the feedback from the beta players, and are now going to release it in the live mobile game. The reason why I'm doing this video now, because usually what I've done is I've waited until the event started, and then I've kind of done an overview of the gameplay and the main page and stuff like that. And I will still do that, but recently, and it seems silly that it's taken me this long to realize this, but they published the rewards for the event ahead of time. And so I thought, now that I have my nice spreadsheet where I can kind of, go through all of the different reward buildings that are given during the event, and I, let everyone know, in my opinion, what are the best rewards to get. I thought I might as well release this video early so that when the event starts, first thing, you can focus on which building or other reward you want best. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. The new special event building this year is called the Elephant Rehabilitation Center. It has 9 levels, as you can see. They give the different rewards and collections from the building. I believe all the way from Bronze Age, maybe not Bronze Age, I don't think you're able to do events in Bronze Age. So from Iron Age all the way up to Space Age Space Hub, which is the era or age that I am in. And so those are the numbers that I'm looking at. 30,000 medals, um, you know, the different levels of population, like 30,000 population, stuff like that. So it gives a good amount of guild battleground, attack and defense for attacking army, as well as for guild expedition. Like I mentioned, it gives some population and some medals, 100 forge points, and then some fragments for the Safari Reserve selection kit, which is, I'm assuming, some of the other buildings that we'll look at down below. It gives 5 fragments to the Conservation Wing, which is the silver version, and it gives some guild treasury goods. So speaking of the Conservation Wing, basically everything is just increased. The medals, the population, the attack boosts, and the forge points, as well as the fragments. The only thing that changes is the fragments for the next level up, which is the golden version, the Great Reserve, which again just increases everything, and it includes a military room for your historical ally, which, as I mentioned in previous videos, historical allies can now be placed in any military room. It doesn't matter what rarity they are, and the building does not have any rarity assigned to it. So, yeah, I think looking at it, just without the spreadsheet, I think it looks like a pretty good building. It does take up a little bit of space. It's a 5x4, so that's 20 squares. But it does give a hefty amount of Guild Expedition and Guild Battleground attacking boosts, and or rather attacking army boosts. So on to the next one, we have the Savannah Camp. This is a smaller building. It's a 2x2, so 4 squares, and it focuses on defensive boosts, just the vanilla army and also the Guild Expedition army. Give some more medals and some population if you need those things, along with some forge points and some fragments for the Majestic Animal Crossing upgrade kit. Now, this is good to know because as we go down and we look at that building, it is very good. The Savannah Camp has an ascended version, so takes up the same amount of space. Everything is just increased though, and it does usually give some quantum stuff. So it gives 20,000 quantum coins at the start of the incursion, as well as 5 quantum units, so 1 of each unit. the fast unit, the artillery, etc. So yeah, so now we have the Hippo Lagoon. This is defensive boost for Guild Battleground attacking army and attack boost for Guild Battleground defensive army. So a little eclectic there. I think that that's interesting. Still more population, still more medals, a little bit more forge points than the Savannah camp. And then it gives fragments for the Radiant Flamingo Paradise upgrade kit, which is also a very good building. It has an ascended version, everything gets increased, along with some quantum incursion stuff, and a little bit more forge points. So the Sacred Tortoise Springs is exclusive to the Gold League reward. That's another thing I forgot to mention. So the nice thing that I like about the reward page here is that it tells you exactly where you can get a lot of these buildings. So obviously the special event building you can get from the grand prize lane and the league rewards. The Savannah camp you can get from the store is going to be called the Safari Supplies. Silver Pass rewards, which is a purchase probably going to be about 15 bucks, and the league rewards. And then same thing for the Hippo Lagoon. That's coming from the Gold Pass, league rewards, Safari Supplies. So Sacred Tortoise Springs can only be won by the top 1% of players in your world. And of course, if it's going to be that rare, it's going to be very good. It gives a large amount of attack and defense for attacking and defending armies. Vanilla, Guild Expedition, and Quantum Incursion. It's not an ascended building. That Quantum Incursion boost does not go away, which is fairly large because most others do. 200 forge points is pretty good, and you can notice that there's no range or anything, so this is for Iron Age players all the way up to the Space Age Space Hub players. It gives fragments to the Elephant Reserve Golden Selection Kit, so you can get the golden version of the special event building, and then also the Safari Reserve Selection Kit, which is probably going to hold the Hippo Lagoon and the Savannah Camp. And now we get to the Harmonious Animal Crossing, which can be won from League Rewards, the store, or the Silver Pass. It is just an upgrade from the previous Animal Crossing, and just so I can confirm that I have it, the previous Animal Crossing is the Serene Animal Crossing, which is decent. It's definitely outdated, I would say, for most players. It takes up 18 squares, 18 spaces. It's a 6x3. So this upgrade is welcome. The boosts are okay, give some quantum boosts that don't go away, some more happiness and population and medals and coins. 50 forge points isn't that great for an 18 space building, along with 75 goods, but the ascended version is a beast. So we've got 250 boosts to attacking and defending armies, both attack and defense, and then we've got quantum incursion capacity, 25% defending army in the quantum incursion. Then you've got 250 forge points, so 5 times as much, 150 goods, 200 previous age goods, or 200 next age goods. Of course, if you are in Space Age Space Hub, you don't get next age goods, you just get the same age that you're in, because there is not currently a next age. This Ascended version lasts for 90 days. Other Ascended versions usually last for 30 days. So it lasts for a long time. It gives you a ton of stuff. I think this is probably what I'm going to be going for, along with the Flamingo Paradise upgrades. This is a 20 squares, so a little bit bigger, but it gives a lot more, or it gives more. So 150% boost for attacking armies, 200% boost for Guild Battleground attacking armies, and then 5% for Quantum Incursion, 150 forge points, 250 goods, 200 goods to the next stage, and then a bunch of different fragments, which the other one didn't give. And these fragments are for the Habitat's Journey Selection Kit Alligator Swamp and the Tapper Trails. All of those are from previous wildlife events. And then obviously the Ascended version is just that much better. Also lasts for 90 days, gives so many forge points, so many goods, lots of big boosts, and it adds to the Quantum Incursion recharge cycle, not the capacity. So I'll finish up on this page before we go to the spreadsheet. You do get some Eternal Market fragments. To this point, I do have the highest level Eternal Market, so the next upgrade would be the Ascended version of this Eternal Market, so we can cover that when the event starts, and then you get 2 new historical allies that you can get from the grand prizes. There might be some historical allies for sale in the shop as well. If you don't have all of the fragments that you need for some of the past events, sometimes they do that, and then you get some avatars, which is some play on, David Attenborough. Now it's just Avid Attenborough. Jane Goodall is now Jean Goldall. So anyway, now we will go to the spreadsheet. So this is a new page in the what I currently have titled the 2025 Forge of Empires Building Efficiency Ranking Spreadsheet. I will most likely just get rid of that 2025 from the title, and this will just, moving forward, be the spreadsheet for building efficiency. In the past, I've had it so that people could just look at the previous year, but I think I can just update it as the events come out, and I think everyone would prefer that. And obviously, if you do, like the video, leave a comment below saying that you do, just to give me that affirmation. So, as I said before, the 2 Ascended versions of those buildings were very, very good. They're in the 300s. Going to the 2025 page, the other events that we just had in 2025, within the top, we'll say the top 15 buildings, being in the 300s was pretty good, Ascended or not. So obviously the Rattlebones Graveyard was in the 500s, and then the 2 winter buildings were the Ascended versions, and they were in, the mid 300s, 360. So 328 is pretty good, 308 is pretty good. That Sacred Tortoise Springs, that's the 1% building, that's 282. The Ascended Savannah Camp, that is, that small little building, but it packs a punch. And then you've got the Sacred Flamingo and the Elephant Great Reserve. Those are also, so you have the golden version of the special event building, and then this is another upgrade. Surprisingly, that Harmonious Animal Crossing, that's only in the 100s now, and with the updated spreadsheet that I did recently, I feel like the low 100s isn't even really good anymore. You really have to be close to that 200 range to be worth putting in the city. So I found that interesting. But anyway, here is complete list of all of the wildlife buildings. If we go back to last year, Wildlife 2025, the highest building was 138. I think that was the 1% building. The Ascended Koi Pond and the Usagi Banbori Gate, both of those were under 100. So definitely an upgrade this year to the wildlife event. But like I said, the last 2 events of 2025, the winter and the Halloween, those still had higher buildings than this event. So I think I covered this in the building efficiency video, but I just feel like they don't start the year strong. They don't start the year with very strong buildings in, relative to like what we ended with for the 2025. I've said before, I realize it's because for 2026, you can't start with the best buildings because then no one will purchase, diamonds or event currency or event passes going through the year forward, right? When the St. Patrick's Day event comes, they want you to go after that next building, and they want you to spend money on it. So I understand that, and it makes sense business-wise. Um, but anyway, uh, this should pretty much be all the information that I can give right now. And like I said, in 2.5 days' time, when the event actually starts, I'll do my, kind of overview video for the event, and I'll go through the league and the grand prizes, and just like the overall, how the event is done. They do have the overview here. Um, but I mean, it'll be nice to just kind of see the actual stuff as it's happening in real life. It kind of looks similar to last year anyway, so I don't think we'll have too much of a difference to discuss. But in any case, look for that video. That's the end of this video. Thanks very much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them below. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And as always, keep on jamming.